All right. For the second lesson of Pong, we're going to start with the same code we had before, but we're going to remove some color and challenge stuff. And in this lesson, we're going to go over making the main game loop, so how the game runs. And to do this, we need a few variables. We're going to start with a variable called running, which is a boolean, and it's starting at true because the game is going to start running. And it's a while loop. So while running, play the game. And on top of this, we need another variable called gameClock. And this uses pygame's time functionality. Don't forget to capitalize clock. And inside of our while loop, we do gameClock.tick 60, which does 60 frames per second. And you could change that, but around 60, it feels pretty smooth and fluid. Next, we need to handle inputs. So inputs are events, and we do a for event in pygame.event.get, which will just get all the events, like all the key presses, and even the X clicked. To mess around with this, you can do print event, and just see what happens. We'll do it really quickly. We have this window, see all this mouse motion at the top, mouse down, mouse up, and X clicked, which is a quit. And when we click X, nothing happens yet, so we have to clear it from here. Anyways, we don't want to see the events, we want to handle them. So the first one we want to handle is event.type.Pygame.QUIT, which is when you click the X at the top right corner, which should close the game. And to close the game, we need to set running to false, so the while loop will stop, right? Because the while loop continues as long as running is true. Now that running is false, the while loop will exit. And outside of our while loop, we need to do pygame.QUIT, which will close the window and end the game. Now we can run it, test it, and see X closes the window. Perfect. And now we are going to start drawing some stuff on our screen. We just have a black screen, and we want to make a scoreboard, which will show player 1 score and player 2 score. So the score height is 50, because the scoreboard is going to be 50 pixels down from the top of the screen. And we're going to draw lines, 2 lines. To structure our main game loop, we have event handling, event handle, main game logic or functionality. Nothing there yet. That'll be like the ball updating its position, moving the paddles. Then we have the drawing code, which is where we will, fill the screen with a background. And you can change the color from black, but Pong is originally black, so we'll keep it that way in my version. And now we're going to draw the scoreboard. And how the scoreboard is going to be, it's going to be 2 lines that you draw by doing pygame.draw.line. And the surface we're going to put it on is screen. The color is white. Start position, as you can see here, is going to be 0 for the X. The height is score height, and that's why we made the score height variable. And the end, the second position, is width for the X, score height. For the Y, thickness or width of 4. We can draw this. Oh, and we can draw this, and you can see nothing's happened. And you're like, oh, why has nothing happened? It's because we need to do pygame.display.flip, which updates the screen. So pygame.display.flip, and we want to do this at the end of our loop. Now we have our cool white line. Again, you can change the color to like blue or red or anything you want, but we're going with the original white. Now we want a second line that will just cut it in half, just so you can see player 1 score on the left and player 2 score on the right. And it's going to look very similar. And this time we want it to be half the width in the middle of the screen, and starting at y0, then same x, because it's running straight down the screen, it's a vertical line, and it will go down to score height, and another width of 4. And I got this error, name error, width not defined. So that seems like a pretty easy fix. Just a typo. Cool, no error, and we have this line in the middle. And we have our scoreboard, our drawing, and our main game loop. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.